Ghana has been giving other Africans and other African countries and activists mixed messages. And in this video, I'm going to make it very clear. 1 minute, we are Pan-Africanists, we are spearheading a revolution in Africa. The next minute, our president is caught doing kokonsa on Ibrahim Traore. Then the next minute, we have a president that is an ally of Burkina Faso. So there was one that was doing kokonsa, and there's one that has embraced. So Ghana is giving a lot of mixed messages, and people are confused. They said you cannot trust Mahama around Captain Ibrahim and all that. Let me assure you that if it is President Mahama in this his regime, you can trust him that Ghana will not be used to take down Burkina Faso. He's made it clear. So I'm just going to clarify that here, but I'm going to break it down as to why Ghana is sending mixed messages. Like I said, if Africa, we want to be free, we have to dig the past and understand why we are in the situation that we are in the first place. Because I recognize that, okay, the black man is disrespected everywhere. The black man is treated as 3/4 of a human. Even our presidents are disrespected. When they put them in the bars and they just call the shots and talk to them anyhow, our presidents are disrespected. We are just hoping that one day they wake up. Ghana spearheaded Pan-Africanism. But I was asking, if black people are disrespected everywhere, how do we get our respect as black men? I'm talking about black people in the diaspora as well. How do we get our respect? Our respect lies in the unity of Africa. So the question is, if Kwame Nkrumah spearheaded Pan-Africanism 1957 or whenever he spearheaded African unity and was having all these speeches at UN and all these things, if he spearheaded that, why are we not united? Then when you start digging, then you start to see what the problems are. If you are new here, my name is Nina and I'm the designer for a clothing brand, Koshio. I'm known as making the best African luxury, especially men's shirts. I was known for that. But I recently started an Afritude movement where I'm using streetwear as a medium to tell our stories, because I know fashion can get into spaces that videos can't. We're telling our own stories and we're changing the narrative through fashion. So that's what I do. But I'm here and I just blabber mouth about what's going on in the continent and how we can bring change to make it better. So if you like this, subscribe, stick around, and this is the Afritude movement. I have a wide range of audience from different African countries. Like you said, I am Afritude. Africa must unite, African attitude. So I stand for African. My African people, I know Ghana is giving you mixed messages, but this is my theory. Ghana is divided into 3 groups. Yes, this is my own theory that I'm going to give it to some PhD people to research this. But Ghana is divided into 3 groups. We have the group that is pro-Nkrumah. They are Nkrumahs. They believe in Nkrumah's philosophies, believe in Nkrumah's movement and Nkrumah's ideas. We have that group in Ghana. Then we have the group that they are anti-Nkrumah. They detest Nkrumah. They don't like for no damn reason. Because if you look at Nkrumah's achievements, after they've all come into power year after year after year, none of them have surpassed that. So the proof is in the pudding, right? So we have the group that are anti-Nkrumah and they work against Nkrumah ideology. Then we have the third group, which is the masses. The third group don't know what is going on. The third group are ignorant as to what is really going on, because we have been deprived of reading our history, the true history. We've been deprived of that. So the third group, they go wherever the wind blows. So if someone anti-Nkrumah comes out with some ridiculous theory with no backing, they can swallow it. If Nkrumah to come with backing, they swallow it. So there are 3 groups in Ghana, which I have listed earlier. These 3 groups are alive and well and working to this day. When Nkrumah was in power, he had the opposition party that was against him. And this opposition party were under the umbrella of UP. And there had been several attempts on Nkrumah's life. Buzia was the head of the opposition party. The Kulungugu attack, Nkrumah was very paranoid. He arrested people immediately. People like Akwaje, Yaomenu. He suspected people in his party and people in the opposition party that were after his life. Nkrumah became paranoid, and that is when people started to scatter from Ghana. So this Yaomenu guy helped Buzia to escape through Upper Volta, which is now Burkina Faso, and he went to Europe. Yaomenu also ran to Ivory Coast. But it was known that they used to go to Togo to have meetings on how to overthrow Nkrumah. Now, remember I told you that Felix Houphouët-Boigny, Ivory Coast president, who didn't like revolutionary leaders like Nkrumah, he was like a hub for these conspirators. So they eventually succeeded and they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. After they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, Kutoka also stayed in power a bit and he was also overthrown. And then the UPP party, the same people, but they changed their name. So the UPP became PP Party. I think Edward Akufo-Addo was the ceremonial president at that time, and Yao Menu had a position in the party. Buzia was also overthrown eventually. But down the line, Yao, mind you, this Yao Menu guy, his name keeps on creeping up. He's one of the founders of what is now in existence, NPP, the New Patriotic Party. Listen to what late President Rawlings had to say about this.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. The nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with. And they will be there for a long time. The calculation I want to put before you is that by virtue of who and what they are, their mannerisms, their character, will necessarily give rise to what you and I are in the NDC. By virtue of who we are, where we've come from, how we came about into being, I keep saying we cannot afford to fight them on their terms. It's important that we fight them on our terms. What are those terms? In other words, let's not mimic their behavior.
You can't make this shit up, for real. You just can't make this shit up. So these same people have transformed into today's party. And recently, Jerry John Rawlings' daughter in parliament, someone attacked her and was like daughter of a murderer. And that person was coming from this same line of UP, PP, MPP, that same line. And they called her daughter of a murderer. Meanwhile, her father is being honored elsewhere. They might not respect Burkina Faso, but if it was Europe somewhere that Rawlings was being honored, those are the things they like. European things, epitome of colonized mind. Yes. So remember in the last video, I told you Thomas Sankara's circle had changed to Akwaje. Akwaje was one of the people that Nkrumah suspected had tried to kill him. So they changed it to Akwaje. The same UP people, the same Yao Menu's party, the same Buzia party. Now the same people recently we caught on camera gossiping about Ibrahim Traore. And you see, and the whole thing, they all come under the guise of Ghana. So I want you to understand that Ghana is divided into three people. There's the people that understand what I'm saying, that are Nkrumaists. There's the ones that hate and detest Nkrumah and actually played a role in bringing him down. And then there's the ones that don't know what's going on. Yes. So my African people, this is why Ghana is giving mixed messages. So depending on who is in power, Ivory Coast will get a partner. As for Ivory Coast, they've been constant. They are the darlings of France. It's been used as a hub to destabilize a lot of African countries, especially French colonies. They are doing the bit of France. Ivory Coast is the headquarters for that. They are constant. But in Ghana, it varies based on who is in power. So 1 minute, looking at Africa from a bird's eye view, this is the tug of war that is going on in Ghana. So depending on who is in power, we'll know whether there will be African liberation. And I think it's very, very important for Ghanaians to look into their hearts and see what's really going on and stay out of this party politics, because after all, it only enriches a few people. This is the Afritude movement, where we bring what is done in the dark to light.